I'm Nikki Costanza. This is my husband, Matt Frenchu. We're a blended family. I had 4 girls when we married. Matt had a boy and a girl, so we each got some extra carry-on luggage when we came into the marriage, and they've been, all the kids have done a great job of blending together, and we are super, super happy that we've got each other and that we've got them.
We celebrated 13 years in February.
Last spring, Bart gave a message that hit very close to home for me in a way that I didn't even understand was going to impact my life. It was a message about trials and tribulations and kind of being in the valley, and I stupidly sat in my chair at church and thought to myself, wow, I've walked through all the valleys and God's finally delivered me from having any hard times anymore. And I thought very specifically at that time, wow, I think the only thing that could bring me down would be if there was a health issue or something happened to my children. June 7th of 2024, and wherever we were kind of chit-chatting, and Matt was here, and there was some discussion about that I was just a little bit off. And so after much discussion, it was agreed that I would go to the Saginaw emergency room and just to get checked out. They ran a bunch of tests and they all came back normal, and so we're getting ready to leave, I think, and the ER doctor comes in and he says, I think we should just do a quick scan of your head, just because you presented with saying that you're having a hard time texting and you're having a hard time finding the keys on your keyboard and so forth. And I was like, sure, fine, that's no problem, go ahead. So they wheel me back, do a scan. It's very quickly after that, a new ER doc who I'd not met because they had a shift change walks in, and he's carrying an iPad, and he says, you have cancer on your brain, here, 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 and here. And I said, well, this isn't a surprise to God. They did determine pretty quickly that it was stage 4 lung cancer because it had metastasized to my brain. It was recommended that I do a brain radiation treatment and then some chemotherapy and immunotherapy type drugs. They did the brain radiation in July, actually the week of July 4th of last year, and by September, it's been completely eradicated. That was really a miraculous healing.
And the doctor that used the term eradicated, and he had a very surprised look on his face. It was not what the expectation was based upon the treatment.
The biggest blessing that's come out of this for me is the peace that I've had. I don't know why. We formed a foundation. It's called Breathe PS 91, Breathe Psalms 91. It is founded on, rooted in the love of Christ, and that is the number one purpose, is to try to reach people that don't know Christ or that do know Christ and that need support. We want to focus on and are focusing on patient advocacy. I feel like that is highly important. Blood cancer has a stigma as being a smoker's cancer, although there's many non-smokers who also have lung cancer. My personal conviction is whether you're a smoker with lung cancer or a non-smoker with lung cancer, you deserve the same amount of love and support through your journey. Finally, we bought a place out in Colorado that we are going to open up for families to use for some respite. We want to offer that to. We want to eventually have a retreat center there. That's not built and not ready yet, but that is part of the vision. I I have said from day one, the battle is won. So when I go home someday, whether that's sued or in many years from now, it doesn't matter because the battle is won. I have to say there are days that I've been scared, maybe, but I believe, and not even whole days, just moments. I have moments of time, and and that's where I feel the most blessed, in that I've got that strong faith, and I just lean into God at that time, and I just say, I know that fear is of the devil, and that is not meant for me, and I reject it, and it's through praise and worship, that's how I get rid of it. So unfortunately, sometimes for Matt, there's music playing all the time around here.
What a beautiful thing to have that faith and that relationship with God that can put you in this life in a place of just, joy and being upbeat and living every day and not letting the challenges of life get you down, because God's got it. And I've just witnessed it firsthand. It's been a privilege.
As I walk through the fire every day, I feel like I'm trying to lean into the forging that God has for me. I would say that as each of us walk through the fire, we don't really ask for trials and tribulations in this life, right? We don't come into life and say, oh God, send me some hard times. Nobody's sitting around asking for it, but it is in these hard times that if you can sit back and let God, it's where you'll see His strength. It's where you'll see the biggest change and the biggest impact made on other people's lives and on your own, by just allowing Him to take over. It's on the hard days when you can't do it on your own, you only have to be strong enough to seek Him. That's it. That's the only strength you need. And that's I don't operate from inner strength. I operate from God's strength at this point.